Mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't want to think about you. I don't want to talk to you. I want nothing more to do with you. Goodbye. Hey, hey, hey. It's Sambuka, and today I am talking about the INFJ door slam. Now, I normally talk about empaths in general, but because I know specifically that I am an INFJ, one of the rarest types in the world, I'm going to talk about the INFJ door slam. Now, I thought it was just me that did this because when I did this quote unquote door slam, people gave me such a pushback that I thought it was something that I just made up. And then as I got to learning about myself and researching and figuring out that I was an INFJ, although I knew it from way back when, I realized that this was a thing that we specifically did. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that's not a very nice thing to do. Like, why are you doing that? Is that biblical? Is that scriptural? Well, in actuality, scripture says this. And it also says this. And it also says this. So we are not supposed to be hanging around people who are number one, angry, number two, fools, number three, want to bring us down a wrong path. These are not people that we're supposed to be hanging around. And if you came out of a narcissistic relationship as an empath, you probably were dealing with someone who's quite foolish, but you never really wanted to admit it. They're probably very angry and probably were leading you down the wrong path. I know that I stayed in my relationship with a person who was not, he had some smart things that he said, but when I look back now, there was so much tomfoolery going on in that relationship. I wasted a lot of time. So what is, and let me go back. Why does an INFJ or an empath go into this door slam? It's usually because they have been in a hurtful situation for so long that they feel like there's no other alternative to protect themselves. An INFJ has an innate creativity mode. They love to help. They love to be a boon to society. So going into this mode is not something that they like to do. And most people are really surprised when it actually does happen. Some of the reasons why they do this is they feel deeply wounded, they feel overwhelmed, and they feel, in my case, betrayed. Yeah, that was the biggest reason why I went into door slam. There are three reasons why it's not actually sudden. And those three reasons are, number one, the INFJ is patient. Number two, the INFJ is very patient. And number three, the INFJ is extremely patient. So it's usually a long time coming before the INFJ does the door slam. When I left my ex-husband, another narcissist said, "You have the patience of Job." So if the outside world, if people around you know that you are extremely patient, That is your innate way of being. Why is it that when your patience eventually runs out, it's a surprise? It should not be a surprise to anybody when they have been putting up with behavior day in, day out. They've been, you know, abused. When you're in a narcissistic relationship, when you're in a domestic violent relationship, there's the demeaning, demoralizing, and devaluing. When you've been going through that day in, day out, day in, day out, there's a point in time when you can't take it anymore. And your health is probably being very, very much compromised. So, what does the door slam entail? As an INFJ, we generally don't hate people. That's not part of our MO. What I saw when I was getting myself healed up and everything, it was that we nothing people. We make it so that whatever happens with this particular person, emotionally, it's nothing to us anymore. And I'm telling you, it doesn't necessarily come overnight. It would have been we're very patient. It would be a long time coming. So we nothing people. We don't hate people. If we have to deal with people in our lives still, like if we can't fully door slam these people, we emotionally door slam them. So we will hold them at a distance. We won't share information because they will go back and use it against us. So we hold them at a distance. If we have to go to family outings or things like that, these people are the ones that we will keep like a wall up against. It's not because we are INFJs. We don't like to do this. We don't like to do this. It's a last resort. The way I thought this through and came up with an analogy is like the Chinese water torture. You've heard about the Chinese water torture where they just drip one drop of water over and over in the same spot. And eventually a person dies from this torture. Well, before we die, we have that one out, and that is the door slam. So is there a way back from this? Unless the person goes into counseling, probably not. Because you also have to remember that we as empaths are also highly intuitive. We are very, very, we know what's going on without you telling us. So even though we turned a blind eye to a situation and let it go on for a long time, deep inside, we know what's really going on. And we know that if you give us platitudes, it's just not going to work. So there's usually no way back. That does not mean that we don't forgive the person. Because remember, forgiveness is for yourself. So I realized that I'd forgiven the various people, all the narcissists that I gave the door slam to, when I wanted to purchase something for them, or I started thinking, oh, this person would like this. And then I remembered, oh, wait a second, I door slammed them. That's not going to happen. So I knew that my heart was at the point where I would do things for them again. But I also knew that they hadn't changed. So for me to go back into that situation, yes, I would be going with a different me, but I put that boundary around so that I could thrive now. They are takers, they are takers, they are takers. They would never have a relationship that was give and take. They're only takers. So the forgiveness was done on my part, but going back is not an option. So if you are an INFJ or an empath and you are thinking about the door slam, think it through, figure out whether or not all the things have added up to the point where you can't move forward in a healthy way, and take the steps necessary to ensure that your future is bright, because you were not put on this earth. I say this over and over again. You were not put on this earth by the Most High for you to be trampled down by someone else so that you do not fulfill your purpose. So my heart goes out to you if you have had to door slam somebody that you love. Doesn't mean that you love them less. It means that you have put a barrier so that you have healthy boundaries for your future. So my heart goes out to you. I hope you found this a little bit helpful. I encourage you to get healing. Take the time that you need for your healing. Take the time that you need to seek out the information that you need so that you can go forward positively. Take the time that you need to get counseling if you can do that. There are groups out there that can help you as well online. So suss those out and find out the best path for you for your healing. This is Sambuka. I thank everyone who has subscribed in the last while. If you are new, welcome to the family. I help empaths by encouraging them on their journey after being in a narcissistic relationship. I use jingles and poems and things like that to encourage empaths so that they can go on their path with some encouraging words. I'm a wordologist, and that's what I do. So until the next time, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload videos, and share it out to people who may be going through what I just described. Until next time again, sprinkle your delicious flavor throughout your day and be infectious to all who come your way. Just color.